Hi, what's up you guys? It's Crochet with Bay, and today I will be teaching you how to crochet this beautiful granny square afghan. Let's get started. Materials needed are going to be a size J or US 6 crocheting hook, My personal preference is the furls. You will also need one small black skein of yarn, one white skein of yarn, and for my choice, I chose turquoise, but one choice of your color, small skein of yarn in medium weight. Okay. So starting off, we are going to start by making a slip stitch. Okay, now we are going to chain 3, yarn over, and work 2 double crochets into your first chain stitch. So 1 and 2. Now we are going to chain 2, yarn over, and create 3 double crochets into that same loop. So 1, 2, and 3. Once again, chain 2 and work 3 double crochets into that same loop. 1, 2, and 3. Once more, chain 2, yarn over, and work 3 double crochets into that same loop. 1, 2, and 3. Finally, chain 2. Now we are going to pull this string in the back, tie it to where it closes up our little circle. Go ahead and do that now. Now we are going to slip stitch into the top of that first double crochet. Go ahead and chain 3, flip your work, and work 2 double crochets into that little space right there. 1 and 2. Chain 2 and work 3 double crochets into the same space. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to skip the space that we just did, all 3 of these double crochets, and go into the following stitch. In that following stitch, you're going to place, just like we did before, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets, all in that same space. 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2, yarn over, and work 3 more double crochets in the same space. 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over into the next space. You will be working 3 more double crochets, a chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. So 1 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2 and work 3 more double crochets into that same space. 1, 2, and 3. we're going to go ahead, skip the current space, go into the next space, and work 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3, our chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Now, we're going to slip stitch into the top of our first chain 3 space. Chain 3, and once again flip your work. Now, we will be working 2 double crochets into the next space. Remember, your chain 3 always counts as your first double crochet. In each square, you will be working 3 double crochets. If it is in a corner space, you will chain 2 and work 3 more double crochets. So let's do it again. Yarn over, work 2 double crochets into that same space. Excuse me, I have to pull out more yarn. Skein's getting all tangled over here. Now, we do not chain any because it is in a center space. Yarn over and work 3 more double crochets, the chain 2, and the 3 more double crochets in that corner space. 1, 2, and 3. Once again, chain 2, yarn over, insert, and work a total of 3 more double crochets into that same stitch. We're going to skip, head to our next hole, and work 3 double crochets into that center space. 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over and work 3 double crochets and a chain 2 into your corner space. 1, 2, 3. Chain 2 and work the 3 more double crochets in your corner space. Yarn over, work 3 more double crochets into the following space. Move to the corner, 3 double crochets and a chain 2. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, and 3. Next space, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. Corner space, 3 double crochets and a chain 2. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Now we are going to once more slip stitch into the top of our first double crochet. Now we are going to chain 1 and go ahead and cast off. Be sure to pull your string tight to where we have now created the first 3 rows of our granny square. Now, I I'm just going to show you how to switch to the next color, and then I will tell you the color changing pattern, and then we will meet back to do the border. So go ahead, create a slip knot, and go ahead, flip your work, and slip stitch and chain 3 in that space you have just created. Slip stitch, 1, 2, 3. At this point, I find it easiest to take the two ends of my yarn, tie a knot, 1 and 2, really tight, and just work the next 2 double crochets over the top of the yarn. Go ahead, hold it forward, and work the 2 more double crochets into your work. Go ahead, grab your work, and pull it tight, and snip off the excess yarn. Now it is like it was never there. Once again, corner space, chain, do 3 double crochets into the corner, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3. So for this afghan, I feel like you understand what is happening. So now, referring to the squares I have already made, starting with the white, the color pattern you will have is white, black, white, and then meet me back for the border. For the white centered squares, you will do a black edging. Next, you will be doing, starting with the black granny squares, so the black, white, black, and then you will be coming back to me and doing white for the border. See you once you are there so we can do the border together. And we're back. Now we are going to discuss edging. Starting off, we are going to take our edging color, depending on what your center color was, and we are going to create a slip knot. We're going to put the slip knot onto our hook and pull tight. We are now going to insert into any stitch. So when doing this edging, instead of us going into the holes like we were doing before, we are going to be working in these little chains up at the top, and the chains only. Can you see those? So now we are going to slip stitch into any spot and chain 3. Holding our yarn tail in the back, we are going to work 1 double crochet evenly down the row, excuse me. Continuing on, once you get to the point where your tail ends, you're going to pull it behind and just simply leave it behind your work. And continue on to the row until you get to the chain 2 space created in the corner. once you make it to this chain 2 space in the corner, we're going to yarn over and create 2 double crochets into this space. Then chain 2 and work 2 more into the same space. Now we are once again going to continue on until we once again reach the corner, sure as to not go into any of the spaces. I'll meet you back when we've reached the next corner. Once again, at the corner, 2 double crochets, a chain 2, and 2 more double crochets. 1, 2, and continuing on. Once again, at the corner, 2 double crochets and a chain 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. And we march on. And the final corner, 2 double crochets and a chain 2. 1, 2. Yarn over, 2 more. And then we're going to finish off for our final stretch. Now we're going to work our final 2 double crochets onto our work. And then go ahead and slip into the top of our first double crochet. Chain 1 and cast off. Pull it tight. Now we are going to be taking our yarn color of choice. Mine is a turquoise color. It is the Red Heart. It is a Super Saver Skein. I unfortunately do not have the tag as to tell you the color name, but it's just a beautiful color. So now I'm going to go ahead, pull it tight onto my hook, and go ahead and slip stitch into one of the stitches. Or you can either slip stitch, chain 1, or you can simply do a standing single crochet. Continuing on, we will go ahead and place single crochets down the row in all of our double crochets until we make it to the corner. Now into the corner, into that chain 2 space that we made, we are going to work a total of 4 single crochets into that stitch. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we are going to continue working our single crochets down the line. Once again, in the corner, work 4 more single crochets into that corner chain 2 space, and pick it up where you left off and continue to work right on down the line. Now once again, 4 single crochets into that chain 2 space, and then continue down the line. Be careful with your following stitches once you do the chain 4 space, because sometimes they can get caught up underneath of them so it is hard to tell what is what. Once again, I would just go with the simple saying, if you can't really get into it, it's probably not a stitch, but sometimes when you crochet too tight, it is hard to get into your stitches. Personally, like myself, and when I crochet too tight, I will just go up a half size for my crocheting hook. But we'll just continue down the line as usual. And finally, for the fourth and last time, 4 more single crochets into the chain 2 stitch. Again, continue on. Once we've made it into the end, I'm going to do my final single crochet and then go ahead and slip stitch into your first single crochet, chain 1, and then cast off. Be sure to pull your yarn tight. At this point, I think it is a good idea to go ahead and close up our final pieces. I find it easier to, if I have the 2 strings together, I usually just tie a little knot really tight so it can tuck underneath the stitch, and then go ahead and trim it off. And it should, once you stretch the fabric and wash it and such, it'll disappear like it was never even there. So just go ahead and get rid of all your little strings, and I'll meet you back in just a second. Now this will be your final finished granny square. Now go ahead and make your granny squares just like these, starting with the black and just changing the colors as always. Make 4 of the ones with the white insides and 5 of the ones with the black insides. I went ahead and made you a little graph so you can see where everything's going to be placed. You're going to have a little black X and the 4 whites in the corner. Best of luck. Meet you when you're ready to connect them. Hi guys, so I'm sorry to tell you I was sewing the squares together and it got corrupted and I cannot find the footage, but I did finish it. I will link in the comment section how to, like, another video on how to connect the squares. It will not personally be by me, but I mean, it'll still show you how to do it. You can use the graph as reference or lay them however you want, really. And essentially with the edging, you are just going to do the double crochet edging that we used in the, it was the 10th row, if I'm correct. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comment section, please. I'll pin your comment. But yeah, that's really it. Well, thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Here is, the finished product. It is beautiful. I hope you like it as much as I do. Yeah, I hope you have a good day. Okay, love you. Bye.